I understand that the Canadian Radiation Protection Association is a presentation, and I also am informed that Ms. Leah Szuparski-Miller will make this, who is a member of the Board of Directors for CRPA, will make this presentation. Please proceed.
Good morning. Bonjour. I'm Leah Szuparski-Miller. With me today is Jeff Doviak, as well as Ali Shusterian, Brandon Hardy, Tanya Naradil-Jack, and Stéphane Jean-François from the Canadian Radiation Protection Association. Our presentation today will focus on only certain written comments from our submission, 16-M37.1A. However, we are happy to discuss any aspect of our written submission if there are any questions or clarifications requested. The Canadian Radiation Protection Association is a not-for-profit professional organization. Our mission is to ensure the safe use of radiation by providing scientific knowledge, education, expertise, and policy guidance for radiation protection. Our members represent licensees covered in all 4 sectors of this annual report. The 2015 Regulatory Oversight Report on the Use of Nuclear Substances in Canada provides an excellent summary of incidents, such as malfunctioning or damaged devices, spills, or contamination. CRPA members appreciate such a listing of reports. They are used for training purposes. However, many would find the listing even more useful by including INES Level 0 incidents and providing additional incident details. Level 0 events, by definition, have no safety significance. However, these events can be caused or exacerbated by poor practices, which could result in an event with reportable safety significance had circumstances been different. The CRPA's position is that these events are worth discussing in some way. In this vein, last year, CNSC staff challenged the CRPA to create an operational experience forum where members can share details on events at their facilities, whether or not they are CNSC reportable. Over the course of the year, the CRPA has worked on this project, and the result is the CRPA Stakeholder Hub for Accrued Reported Events, or CRPA Share. This platform is just in its infancy, but with CNSC support, such as promoting CRPA Share through social media or the DNSR newsletter, we are confident it will grow into a comprehensive database that will serve to provide lessons learned throughout the licensed community. This would, in turn, lead to a stronger radiation safety culture across Canada.
It's Jeff Doviak. Many of our members find the DNSR newsletter very useful in keeping up with information from the CNSC. When the newsletter first started, there were several editions published every year. However, it seems since 2014 there's been an annual edition and then a second edition with a special focus on a particular area. We feel that there would be enough interest in information to justify increasing the frequency of the DNSR newsletter. Not only would a more frequent and regular newsletter provide more information to the licensees, but it might also help keep the profile of the CNSC more prevalent within the licensed community during the year. Along those same lines, we would welcome more CNSC contributions or articles in our CRPA bulletin publication. The Accelerators and Class 2 Facilities Division has contributed articles to the Comp Organization Journal on a regular basis now for several years. Those articles have been well received by Comp members. So similar contributions from DNSR to the CRPA bulletin would be just as well received and would provide an additional outreach path from the CNSC to its stakeholders.
General inspection compliance with the security safety control area was quite high at 95%. However, only 77.4% of licensees that underwent an enhanced security inspection were found to be compliant. It is likely that this result is at least partly due to the requirements having come into effect as recently as May 2015. While the 2016 special edition of the DNSR newsletter did focus on security issues, we would recommend providing even more information on security issues. Providing clearer guidance or examples based on realistic scenarios, whether they are added to existing documentation or new documents are created. While we are aware of the sensitive nature of some of this information, any opportunity for licensees to make use of lessons learned from other facilities would increase compliance and make future security inspections smoother for both the licensee and CNSC staff. Across all sectors, 88.7% of licensees were found to be compliant with the Radiation Protection Safety Control Area. The majority of non-compliances involved inadequate implementation of measures to ensure that doses are kept ALARA. Aside from one nuclear energy worker who exceeded the extremity dose limit, there were no other comments in the report regarding high worker doses. The executive summary stated that exposures to radiation continued to be very low for workers in 2015, consistent with previous reporting years. Additional comments on potential causes or influences on the low worker doses, despite an 11.3% non-compliance rate regarding ALARA programs, would be of interest to our members. Were licensees in a particular sector misinterpreting a particular ALARA requirement? Did CNSC inspectors flag ALARA program concerns before they could translate into increased worker dose? Having very low worker doses is a common goal of the CRPA and the CNSC. However, further details on the link between ALARA program compliance and worker dose would provide radiation safety professionals with reassurance that ALARA requirements are in line with the risks involved in a particular licensed activity.
It's Jeff Doviak again. There is currently no published official approval process for RSOs on NSRD licenses. Rather, it seems that the CNSC reviews the qualifications of the proposed RSO, including education, training, and hands-on experience. Since 2005, the CRPA has had a formal process in place to designate qualified members as registered radiation safety professionals through the CRPA-R designation. This designation is the highest level of competency recognized by the CRPA at the Canadian level, and it is granted based on academic achievement, experience in the field, and successful completion of an exam. And as of last week, there was 44 of us in Canada with that designation. In addition to the competencies that closely mirror the safety and control areas, the CRPA-R program has an ongoing competency maintenance requirement to encourage continuous learning. Credits are awarded for professional practice, professional development, publications, continuing education, CRPA association work, and other professional memberships. The qualifications necessary to obtain the CRPA-R designation seem to be well aligned with CNSC expectations for RSOs. The CRPA strongly encourages the CNSC to consider formally recognizing the CRPA-R designation as a pathway towards the RSO appointment process. This would ensure licensees have an RSO who is competent in the field of radiation protection and can properly manage their radiation safety program. The CRPA is very pleased with several of the initiatives listed in the regulatory focus section of the staff report. This includes clarifying expectations for reportable events, especially for skin contamination, and the continuing consolidation of licenses. Any initiatives that reduce both the administrative burden and the number of licenses held by an institution are always welcomed by our membership. The outreach program and sessions offered by the CNSC since 2009 are an excellent resource for the licensed community and have been extremely well received by our members. The CRPA-CNSC working group that was established in 2014 has been well received by the CRPA board and the membership and has become a shining example of the cooperative spirit between our two organizations. As a recent example, a CNSC representative to the working group encouraged CRPA members to review Reg Doc 2.9.1, which was regarding environmental protection. Participation by CRPA-R members led to changes in that draft document, which helped minimize the impact on the NSRD licensees while still remaining acceptable to the Commission. Currently, the working group is working through challenges affecting the licensee and hopes to share both the regulator and licensee perspectives on common obstacles. We believe this partnership to be very beneficial to the radiation protection community and welcome continued support by the CNSC and by the Commission.
It's Leo Shaparsky-Miller for the record. In conclusion, the CRPA would like to thank the CNSC, and in particular, the Participant Funding Program, for this opportunity to present our comments on the 2015 Regulatory Oversight Report on the Use of Nuclear Substances in Canada, and for its continued support of our association. CNSC attendance at our annual conference is much appreciated. Our members greatly benefit from the open forums and presentations given by CNSC staff, and this can only lead to safer facilities. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you.